Hi y'all, and welcome to the Crazy Sock Lady YouTube channel. My name is Kayla and this is my channel where I share all about my making adventures. Today is Thursday, April 10th. It is 8:32 a.m. and this is episode 273. I hope that y'all are having a great week. I hope you've got something to sip on. I've got a cup of coffee. You've got something to work on and you are ready to catch up. I have a few finished objects today. A finished shawl and a finished pair of socks and some works in progress, including new cast on. I think just one new cast on since last week, I think. I also have a few things that arrived in the mail. I received my row 1 and my yarnable for the month of April, so I'm excited to show you those. And I already have my pattern picked out for my yarnable and I can't wait to get it started. So first, let's chat about what I have finished since the last time I caught y'all up on what I was working on. So I finished my octave shawl. This is the shawl, the pattern's by D. O'Keefe, and this I used up the leftovers from the reflection shawl that I made. I used up all but 10 grams, so I was very happy about that. I will be adding this, I'll just put it in my bag that I have back here that has my granny stripe blanket in it. I'll throw that in there to use that up whenever I get that blanket back out and work on it. This has not been blocked yet. The yarn that I used is Into the World O negative colorway. There's Saratoga Sport Base. And like I said, it's not been blocked yet. I'm going to soak it and block it, put it on the blocking mats tomorrow. I block it in here. Anytime I block things, it's on the floor in here. I lay my mats out and do all of that. So it's a little hard to do it during the week because I'm in and out of here checking emails and things during the day. But I don't do any of that on the weekends. So that is a good time for me to block it. So you'll see it again next week. Blocked, but this is the unblocked octave shawl. It turned out a really good size unblocked, so I'm excited to see how it looks once it's blocked. It'll open that lace up for sure and give it a little bit more length, but I think it turned out so nice. It's gonna be perfect for, as of now I'm planning to keep this, but I mean, you guys know how that is with me. I end up gifting the majority of things that I make to people. But I think it'll be perfect for just throwing over my shoulders. I have a few dresses that I think it would look great with, to take this to a restaurant or church, places where like the air conditioning, even around the house sometimes, can be a bit much for me in the summer. I think that'll be perfect. You could also just throw it around like that under a coat, kind of like a scarf. Like I said, it'll definitely have a bit more length once it's blocked, but I think it turned out great. This was such a fun pattern. I can for sure see, I'll show you, the lace is folding up a bit, and like I said, it'll grow a bit once it's blocked. Open that up a bit more, but for sure one I can see doing again. Definitely a fun one. So highly recommend this pattern if you've got just a single skein of yarn or something that you want to use up. It gives you instructions for how to do that. So this was perfect for using that up. I had I think it was like 140 some grams or something at the start of that, and I used all but 10 grams. I started that on March 21st and finished it on April 6th. I had so much fun doing it. I just didn't want to put it down. The other thing that I finished are my Valentine's socks. Finally got these done. This is the Barnyard Knits Valentine's mini set that she sent me, and they turned out like, just those colors are so beautiful. I love how these turned out. So this mini set had 10 minis, and I did my vanilla socks on 9-inch circulars pattern, just changing colors every 5 rounds. I did 25 rounds of knit 2 purl 2 ribbing for the cuff, changed colors every 5 rounds in that as well. A little tip for making your ribbing, if you're changing colors in your ribbing, for making it look a little bit more crisp with those color changes, is when you start the new color, knit the first round of the color and then start back in with your knit 2 purl 2 ribbing. You still just do 5 rounds or however many rounds you're planning to do, but you just knit the first color. And you can't even tell that you've not done that ribbing, but it just gives those color changes such a nice, crisp, clean look. So then I just continued with the 5 rounds every color. The heel, I just did whatever mini I ended on there for those. I just did the heel in that color. And then the toe, I did not stripe in the toe, just the next color that I got to, I just went ahead and did the toes. I have a good bit of leftovers, so I'm not sure exactly if I'll do them like another project all together with just the leftovers or what, but I threw them in a Ziploc bag in one of my scrap baskets back there, and we'll see what they end up becoming. But this was pair 23 for the year. I started them on February 10th and finished them on April 6th. So those turned out really nice. Go ahead and take them off, put my blockers up. Now for works in progress. I have 4. I've got 2 pairs of socks and 2 shawls. So let's show these first. This is in a bag from Mountain State Stitches. And this is the, what I'm calling right now, the Vanilla Bean socks. This is the new design that I am working away on. Through the gusset decreases on this first one. Oh, such a good texture, so squishy. And then the second one, I am just on the cuff still. So this yarn is Mountain Sage Fiber Co. Her Cyclamen colorway. The base is an 85-15, her Sage sock base, so it is super squishy. And then paired with this texture just is perfect. So yes, working away on those still, just doing 9-inch circulars. When I do 9-inch circulars, I use a US 0 2mm for those because my gauge is a little looser on those. I cast on 64 stitches. I don't think there's anything else to share about those just yet. The other pair of socks that I am working on is in a bag from Robin's Nest Knits. And let's see here. I'm all tangled up. There we go. I am using Sarah's Crochet Crafts yarn from my stash. It's on her Super Sock base, which is a 75% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon. And the colorway is All the Places You'll Go. It's inspired by the Dr. Seuss book, which is one of our favorites. Love that one. I just thought this seemed so, I was looking for something so springy and summery, and I thought it went great with this bag also. So that's what I grabbed. And these are just my vanilla socks, the only ones I have going right now. 9-inch circulars, 64 stitches, 25 rounds of knit 2 purl 2 ribbing for the cuff. I'm doing 60 rounds for the leg. I am in the heel flap on this one, and this one I need to count. I'm close to the heel on that one. These are just, I haven't been walking on the treadmill lately. I've been doing back to like a weightlifting program and doing the exercise bike too. I just needed to switch it up a bit. I was getting so burnt out on my really long walks on the treadmill. So those have just been Bible study time or if I'm in the car, but I've also been working on this in the car because it's a really simple repeat, easy to read your knitting, easy to memorize. So the Vanilla Bean socks have been getting a lot of love in the car too. Those are my only sock projects, but I do have 2 shawls. I'm really hoping my reading shawl is not in the middle of a row. I don't think it is. Let's find out. It's in a bag from, I just blanked on the name, Bags by Awesome Granny. Oh my goodness. Such a cute bag. So this is the reading shawl by Kay Jones. I am not in the middle of a row. Yay. This thing is getting so big. I did have to pull out, I can't remember if it was on the member video on here, but there was some already caked up bare undyed yarn in the cabinet over here. So I've pulled that out. Oh gosh, I'm flinging scissors. Pulled that out, working for a minute now. And I am on the last mini of my second month of row 1 minis added into this project. So this is the 20th 10 gram mini that I have added in. And I think I'll have about 24 more ish if I do the size the pattern recommends, which I think I will. I think the only change I would make is maybe go bigger, but this thing is so big already that I think the pattern size is going to be perfect. I am following it exactly as far as the needle size recommended. I don't think my needles say. The needle size I'm using is a 4.5 millimeter needle. I have it on a 47 inch right now. And oh, look at it, you guys. It's so beautiful. I love it. Oh my goodness. So I am just holding, this pattern is fingering weight held double. So I am holding the bare undyed together with row 1 minis. And I had a bunch of leftovers of bare undyed, like partial skeins from various projects and sock sets and who even knows what. So I am just using those up right now. And then I do have some full skeins I will probably have to break into also. But using those up, using up row 1 minis, anytime any of that yarn runs out, like I run out of a bare undyed, I just magic knot the next one in. The minis, if a mini is to the end, I just magic knot in the next mini. So just doing the magic knot, I do have a tutorial here on YouTube for that. Trying to think if there's anything else, like changes that I've made. Oh, it's so pretty. I am so happy I decided to do this project. It is such a mindless, fun, using up so much yarn. I'm so excited about how much yarn I'm using up. Like I said, I'm on my the last mini of my second month of row 1 minis. I have another package in my bag here. This one is from Pearl Talk. And then, so I will use that up in it, and then I plan on using the one that I received for April also. I'll show that in just a minute. I'm trying to think. So the only change, I'm following the pattern as far as how it is done, but I've talked about this before, but you can see she stripes, like there's a mini and then bare undyed, mini, bare undyed throughout. I am not doing that. I am just doing minis held with bare undyed. Just, I love the look of that, and I think I would like to do that using up an Advent, but for now, this is what I'm doing. Using up all the row 1 minis, and it's so good and squishy. Definitely recommend. You should make one. I think it's going to be perfect. So I love to wrap up in a shawl all year round, really. But I mean, look how big that is already. And I still have a good bit to go. But I love a big shawl like that. I have one upstairs on the sofa that I use as a crochet one. And this might be the one that I use all the time now. I might put the crochet one in here maybe and leave this one on the couch. I can just have shawls, these big shawls everywhere that I use. I did put, so it might have been on the membership video, but I talked about how I was struggling to remember, like I had a marker at the beginning of the right side row, the row where you need to do a few things, and it's a paid for pattern, so I don't want to give anything away, but I was struggling, like I would see that marker and remember to do the first thing, but there are some other things you need to do, and I would struggle to remember when I got to those points, like am I on a right side or a wrong side row? So I did go and pick out some of my favorite Progress Keepers. I think these are all from Gnome Knitter. I could be wrong. Some of these I've had for so long, but I'm pretty sure they're all Gnome Knitter. So this is just a fudge round, but I marked that as like the first thing. Then I took another one. This is a Cosmic Brownie. If you can't tell, I like Little Debbie's. Haven't had one in ages, but oh my goodness, I love them so much. So Cosmic Brownie is marking this other spot. And then I have a Peanut Butter and Jelly, which is another one of my favorite things, marking this one. So that has helped solve that problem. Every little bit I just move those up so that they're a little closer to the stitches on the needle. But yes, that helped that issue. Just not having one marker marking that right side row. I needed markers at every spot. Because usually I work on this in the evenings when we're watching TV, and I just, you know, I'm watching TV or talking to Eric about what we're watching or whatever the case is, and I would just forget. So that is my reading shawl. Still loving it. I don't know how much longer it's going to take me to complete it. Like I said, I think I'm still going to end up using up 2 more months, so 20 more 10-gram minis at least. I think I'll probably use 4 more after that. So I think I'll have about 24. It's still a lot of knitting to go, but it's a very enjoyable project. All right, I have one more thing. This is a new cast on, a new shawl cast on. I'm so excited about it too. So I have this, since it's Easter's coming up, I grabbed this project bag to use. I've used it year round, but I definitely love to use it around Easter. So this is from 3 by the Sea Designs. And in here, I have a shawl that I started the other day. This is the Stansbury shawl. And I am using the May Woolen Women Fibers yarn. So the shawl pattern is by Emily Clausen, and the yarn is from the May A Woolen Yarn box from Woolen Women Fibers. I think I showed that last week. Pre-orders are still open for that until, did I write that down? I didn't write it down, but I think it's still April 23rd, I think, is when pre-orders close for the May box. So I'll have a link for that down below. Here's the tag. So this is the sock set, is the box that I have. And I've started, this pattern uses up, it's written for a sock set. So I haven't added in the mini just yet. But here is, oops, my progress so far. It's working up so pretty. How fun is this for spring? It's a beautiful colorway. So the mini that goes with it, let's show that together. So I still have a bit to go before I start adding in the mini, but I can't wait to add in that pop, see that pop of color like along the edge of the shawl. I worked on this a good bit yesterday. It is a very fun so far. I mean, it's just, you got some increases, some garter, like it's just such a fun pattern. Yesterday we had to have our air conditioning replaced. Ugh, it's not fun, but it's done now, and hopefully everything's good for the summer. We got ahead of it, so there's not been hot, really hot weather yet that we've really needed it, but we went ahead and got it replaced, and hopefully we're good to go for the summer. It was not fun, but while I were here yesterday, I just felt like I couldn't go do like things all around the house, so I sat and I knit on this. Yep, show you that one more time because it is just so good. So I'm using the needle sizes recommended, following the pattern exactly. Can't wait to see how it looks with that pop. And then there's some lace on the edging, so I'm excited to continue working on this. Definitely back in love with shawls. Not that I really fell out, but man, it was a very, very, very extra heavy on the socks there for quite a while. It is just what my brain needed. Now I'm loving adding in some shawls too. I actually have my Rambler yarn sitting back here in one of these baskets, the Woolly Thistle Rambler yarn. And I think I need to double check the yardage and all of that, but I had asked for recommendations and there were so many good ones. I saved so many more patterns for shawls, got so inspired, and it just made me want to knit even more of them. But someone mentioned Pure Joy by Joji Locatelli, and I knit that. I know some of you have been here since I very first started this podcast, since before I started this YouTube. I knit the Pure Joy shawl and I gifted it to my mother-in-law. It might have been like one of the first shawls that I did. Maybe. I can't remember. It's been like 8-9 years ago. I don't know. It's been a very long time. But I made that and I gifted it to my mother-in-law. And someone mentioned that for the Rambler yarn. So I need to double check the yardage, make sure I would be good, but I'm pretty sure it was just 2 collars, 1 skein of each, if my memory is serving me correctly. So I need to double check that pattern, and that might be what I do. I actually think I still have the pattern printed. I have a little folder over here with some patterns that I had printed that either A, I have printed and never worked with them. I had intended to and then just never did. Or B, it was something I really, really liked and I thought I might make again. I think the Pure Joy pattern is in that. That would be fun if I still have the pattern printed and everything. So that will probably be, I think I'll focus on getting the, as far as shawls go, focus on getting the Stansbury shawl done first before I cast on with the Rambler yarn. Because the yarn, the Woolen Woman yarn box, that's one that I try to do in the month I receive it. So let's focus on getting that done first. Not cast on too many shawls because I would for sure get myself overwhelmed there. But that's probably what the next one will be, I think, because I am so excited to work with the Rambler yarn. And I had kind of thought, like, I kept going back and forth between socks for that and or a shawl, socks or a shawl. I had a few people say they would love to see me do socks with it, and that could be something I do in the future. If I work with that yarn and I love it, I could see myself getting more and doing socks, especially for Wyatt, because I do think he would love socks out of it. My holdup with doing socks out of it is it is not a super wash yarn. And y'all know, I throw my socks in the washer and the dryer. So I am nervous that I do delicate cycle. I do like the coolest temperature as far as water and heat and all of those things. The most delicate cycles I can do in both washer and dryer. But I throw everything in the washer and dryer. And Wyatt is rough on his socks. Like, I wish y'all could see the boots the kid wore to school today. His cowboy boots are so muddy. And he's rough on his socks as far as they get really dirty. So I don't know about something I'm going to have to hand wash when it comes to socks for him, because they really need to be thrown in the washing machine. And I don't like hand washing things. So I'm nervous for that reason. I will hand wash like a shawl and soak it and lay it out. Like those types of things I will do. I will say, I've had a lot of people ask how I wash my scrappy blankets. I put them in the washer and dryer too. Delicate cycles on both. Same as I do my socks. And I've had no issues. My Cozy Memories, granny stripes, granny squares. I can't remember all the scrappy ones I've done. They get washed in the washer and dryer. And I feel like there's probably ended up being non-superwash yarn in some of these projects somewhere along the way. But I feel like the majority of things that I have done, yarns that I've used, are superwash yarns. So I'm hesitant to do socks for that reason, that it's not a superwash yarn. I know there are so many, like if you look on Woolly Thistle, and I'll have them linked down below, there's sock patterns and all types of things that use this yarn for it. Me personally, I'm just hesitant because of how I care for my socks. And yeah, so I don't know. I would love to do socks just because I think Wyatt would love the feel of the more rustic yarn, especially in the winter, being outside and doing things. So I don't know. I may end up doing it. We'll see. The kid just comes home covered in mud so much that I'm like, I don't know about that. All right. Anyways, I'm rambling at this point. Mail. I have a few things that arrived in the mail. So I did receive my April Row 1. So Row 1, these are both yarn subscription services that I'm going to talk about here. Row 1 is a mini skein yarn subscription service. I will have a coupon for Row 1 down below, and I believe the coupon is good for 20% off of your first month that you get from Row 1. So the yarn dyer for this month is Silver Pennies Yarn Co. And these are such beautiful colors. I love these. They are all kind of a tonal. I do leave them in the packaging because I store them right here in their packaging. But these are gorgeous tonals. So pretty. Oh, I mean, look at those. So those are probably going to be what's added in. Probably the next one, because these yarn subscription services, I like justify in my head. I'm like, you need to use them in the month you receive them. That's how you can get them. Use them in the month you receive them. So that they're not sitting in my stash, which Row 1 had kind of backed up on me. So I think to try to avoid, you know, keeping them backing up on me, I'm going to do this one next in my reading shawl. Trying to get caught up on these here. So I think this is the one I will add in next for that. They are such beautiful colors. I can't wait to work with them. And I've never worked with that yarn dyer's yarn. So I always think that's so fun, and that's such a fun thing about Row 1 is you're getting their 10 gram minis. They're caked up and ready to go. Like you can work from them directly how they are. You don't have to do anything. Everything's labeled. I love that also, because there was a time where I would just open them and dump them in a basket. So everything was all mixed together. And then when I would go to pull it out, I knew what they were because they're labeled. So yes, great way to try out a new dyer. Love the setup and how it all comes to you. The other thing I received in the mail is my Yarnable, and it is beautiful, and I've already picked out the pattern that I'm going to use. So the colorway, everyone I feel like has probably received theirs. If you haven't, skip ahead a bit. But the Yarnable colorway is Guava Cream Macaroon. It's so oh, it's so fun and bright. Oh, I love it. So I decided I am going to do my Follow Your Path sock pattern. I haven't done that one in a while. I'm actually wearing a pair of them today in like a Christmas yarn. There's the Yarnable logo. So yes, I'm going to do the Follow Your Path pattern, and I decided it would be kind of fun here for, I don't know how long I'll continue doing this, but if I pick a pattern of mine, like an older design, to knit in a month, like this will be the April Yarnable, what I do with that, that I would discount it. It would be like the pattern of the month. So Follow Your Path sock pattern is 25% off on Ravelry and on Etsy. There is no code needed. So if you decide whether you want to use Yarnable or not, or you are going to knit it this month or not, you can get that pattern for 25% off till the end of April. So that's what I'll be doing. Yarnable, I've talked about it so many times. I've gotten this for so long, but it is a yarn subscription service. You can pick, I get one skein of their fingering weight. It is an 85-15 superwash merino nylon blend is their plush sock base. You can get fingering weight, DK weight. I think they have like a coordinating skein that you can get to go with this, like a 50 gram skein if I'm remembering correctly. 1 skein, 2 skeins, like you can customize and choose what option you want. And then they do have an option for the package that has extras. So I did that for till like just this past few months. They just came out with the no frills version, which is what I get now. That is just the yarn. But you can choose to get the extras. They're always so great. I just had things like backing up on me that I needed to use up and work with. So I'm doing the no frills for a while anyways, but yes, there'll be a link for Yarnable down below. There is a coupon code also for $5 off of your first month. The code for that is Sock Lady, I think, but all that'll be right down there for you. They are not always open to new subscribers. I feel like since they've started doing the no frills, they've been open every month for a little while. But just head over, put your email in if they're not open, and then they will email you when spots open up and you can sign up them. So that is the mail for the week. 2 of my subscriptions for the month. I feel like I've done pretty good about yarn so far this year. We're only in April, but I'm trying to definitely have more out than in this year. But I love my subscriptions and yep, love them so much. All right. I don't think I have anything else. Reading and watching is kind of the same things. We did watch a movie over the weekend. We don't watch a ton of movies that often anymore. But we watched Pure Country with George Strait. I don't remember what year that movie came out, but oh, it is one of my favorites and I have not seen it in forever. Wyatt had not seen it, which is just wild that he had never watched that. He watched it and loved it, and I, of course, I love it. It's so good. It has always been one of my favorites since it came out. I love George Strait, period, but that movie it's so good. And it was funny because we haven't watched it in a while, and I forgot that his name is Wyatt in that movie. And when they said it for the first time, because Wyatt has never seen it, he like whipped his head around and looked at us. I was like, I totally forgot that his name was Wyatt in this movie. It's been so many years since I've seen it. Gosh, I feel like I probably haven't watched that for like 5 years or something. Longer than that, maybe. I don't know. It's been a long time. But yeah, Wyatt got a kick out of the fact that his name was Wyatt in the movie. And then I heard him upstairs yesterday on his guitar playing I Cross My Heart and singing along, and it made me happy. Okay, but that's kind of all that's been going on. Still reading the same stuff, still watching the same stuff. Nothing really to report there. But I hope that y'all are doing well. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you again next week. Until then, happy making and God bless you. Bye.